There comes a moment when enough is enough. No more waiting, no more wavering, no more excuses. You've been circling the same mountain, praying for change, but not moving your feet, hoping for doors to open, yet refusing to knock. God is calling you higher. He's not asking for your perfection. He's asking for your participation. The future you desire is not found in hesitation, but in obedience. The truth is, we can't conquer what we keep postponing. Excuses feel safe. They justify our delay, protect our pride, and give us permission to stay the same. But God never called you to a life of comfort. He called you to a life of calling. Look at Moses. God didn't pick Moses because he had the perfect resume. In fact, Moses had a record, a past, a stutter. When God told him to go to Pharaoh, his response wasn't, "Yes, Lord." It was, "Who am I that I should go?" Exodus 3:11 says, "But Moses said to God, 'Who am I that I should go to Pharaoh and bring the Israelites out of Egypt?'" Sound familiar? We've all had Moses moments. Who am I to start that business? Who am I to lead this family? Who am I to believe I can be free, healed, whole? But God didn't respond to Moses with a pep talk about his qualifications. He said, "I will be with you." That's the game changer. That's the fire in your bones. You're not walking into this next season alone. Heaven is backing you. You've got the oil. You've got the assignment. You've got the power. It's time to stop rehearsing your limitations and start declaring your possibilities. Philippians 4:13 says, "I can do all this through him who gives me strength." God is calling you to break cycles, not repeat them, to rise up, not bow down to fear, to run your race, not watch from the sidelines. Excuses will always sound like wisdom to the unmotivated, but the wise know. Delayed obedience is still disobedience. When you shrink back, the enemy celebrates. But when you stand up and say, "No more excuses," heaven starts to move. There is victory on the other side of your obedience. There is healing on the other side of your yes. There is influence, legacy, and overflow waiting on the other side of your surrender. Romans 8:37 reminds us, "No, in all these things we are more than conquerors through him who loved us." You are not just a survivor. You are a conqueror. You didn't make it this far to blend in. You were born to break out. Stop saying you're not ready. If God only used the ready, we wouldn't have half the Bible. David was young. Rahab had a reputation. Gideon was afraid. But when they stopped making excuses and started trusting God, they stepped into destiny. What you think disqualifies you is exactly what God will use to display his glory. That scar, that story, that setback, he will use all of it for your elevation. Romans 8:28 says, "And we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love him, who have been called according to his purpose." You are called, not just to survive, but to lead, to build, to impact. Some of you have dreams sitting in the graveyard of your excuses. You buried it under fear, under doubt, under rejection, but God is breathing life into dry bones today. You're not too late. You're not too broken. You're not too behind. Isaiah 43:19 says, "See, I am doing a new thing. Now it springs up. Do you not perceive it?" It's already springing up. The season has shifted. Now it's your turn to shift with it. Your calling requires discipline, not just desire. Faith, not just feelings. Commitment, not convenience. God has placed greatness in you, but greatness doesn't show up without grit. Stop waiting for perfect conditions. Step out in faith. Ecclesiastes 11:4 says, "Whoever watches the wind will not plant. Whoever looks at the clouds will not reap." In other words, if you keep waiting for everything to line up before you move, you'll miss the move of God. You've prayed about it. Now walk in it. You've fasted for it. Now claim it. You've talked about it. Now be about it. God is calling you to activate, to step boldly, Speak loudly, love deeply, to show up in the room like you belong there, because you do. No more rehearsing your insecurities, no more echoing the lies of the past, no more bowing to fear dressed up as logic, no more excuses. This is your moment. God has gone before you. The anointing is on you. The harvest is ready. The door is open. Step in.